Hey everyone, welcome to the Experience Milwaukee podcast. This is Steve Glenn. In this episode, we sit down with Peter Dietrich of Tavolino Restaurant and learn a ton about his passion for building relationships through great experiences, as well as the challenges in opening a new business during a pandemic. Thanks so much to our sponsors, Few Spirits, Indeed Brewing, Transfer Pizzeria Cafe, and Koss Stereophones. In fact,
in 1958, John C. Koss invented the world's first SP3 stereophone here in Milwaukee and forever changed the way we all listen to music. Koss Corporation is proud to support the Experience Milwaukee podcast and its listeners with the world's greatest headphones.
And thanks to you for listening over the past 2 years. This is actually episode 80 for us, and we could not have had a better guest for this episode. So thanks so much for your support over the past couple of years. We love bringing you more and more content about why Milwaukee is such a great city. And now, Black Belt Theater.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another
Thrilling
massively awesome episode of Experience Milwaukee. I am your co-host, Adam Darris, and this podcast would not be alive without the great and wonderful Steve Glenn.
Hey.
Hi, buddy.
It's great to be here.
Hells yeah, it is.
I'm glad you invited me.
Today, oh, sorry, what?
I said I'm glad you invited me.
Yeah, you know what? You're welcome. We'll keep it on a case-by-case basis, obviously. But
episode by episode.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
But for now, glad you're here co-hosting with me.
All right.
Today we have the already awesome, after the 5 minutes into meeting him, Peter Dietrich. Hi, Peter.
Hi, guys. How we doing tonight?
We're great. We're really excited to talk to you about the restaurant that is pretty brand new, Tavolino.
Tavolino. There you go.
I knew I was gonna do it.
Hey,
that's that 6th grade Spanish class coming out in me.
I know.
I see an A and it's in a different language, and I just go immediately.
Yep. I do the same thing.
So Tavolino, very excited to have you on, Peter.
Thanks. I'm excited to be here. It's been a very interesting experience, to say the least.
And during a whole COVID crisis, pandemic, quarantine, opening up a restaurant, I can't even imagine. Have you pulled all your hair out yet?
So first of all, let me start by saying that I am a co-owner.
Okay.
I have a business partner who is also the executive chef, and his name is Derek Knackers.
Nice.
This was, just to give you an idea, this past Sunday marked 41 weeks from the first conversation that we had about taking over the space that we're currently in. And it marked 21 weeks from the day that we actually took the space over. So it has been it has been a very unique experience, to say the least. I've had a lot of support from a lot of different people, and they talk about the stages of grief, and we experienced them all.
Yeah.
And there was some, there were some really dark days where we would sit in a restaurant and look at each other and go, okay, did we just, ruin the rest of our lives because we're not going to get open, or we're not going to be able to serve the food the way that we want it to be served. So, it was rough for a while. And then, we've kind of, as the dial has been turned, using the term that's out there, we started to see and progress being made. And this past weekend, last Friday was our opening night, and we got to we got to experience it. And at the end of the night, we sat down and looked at each other and said, okay, we can do this. And we're always gonna adhere to whatever rules are out there for us, but we know we can do this, and that's the exciting part. So
Yeah, it's funny. You think about a lot of the brick and mortar restaurants out there, and I can't imagine a lot of executive chefs and co-owners think about their meals being presented in a to-go box instead of on a really cool shaped plate, or in ambient lighting with nice music playing behind it. Instead somebody's in their car maybe wolfing it down at a stoplight.
I know.
yeah, so we have a very unique situation. Our kitchen, we work with our neighbor Izzy Hops,
Oh
Swinging
yeah.
Match. So our kitchen does all the food for them as well. So when the state was shut down, we didn't know what we were going to do, and we sat down with Izzy Hops, and they decided that they wanted to continue serving food through carry out and curbside. And I said, okay, well, can we kind of piggyback with you guys and introduce some of our menu items as a pop up? And so we got to do that from March 26th until about 4 weeks ago, when we finally got all of our licenses and all of our permits, and we were able then to do carry out curbside through our front door. But through all of that, we only did a limited part of our menu. We didn't do any of our seafood, we didn't do our steak, because of what you were just talking about. The last thing that you want to do is serve a $38 porterhouse in a to-go box.
Mhm.
Right.
And because somebody's going to take that and travel 15 minutes, and the integrity of the dish is then, it's never the same. So, but we
Yeah.
were very fortunate to have that opportunity with Izzy.
Yeah, so I'm the opposite. I'm like what Adam said, I eat at the stoplight.
Yeah, Peter, that example came from real life, from hearing Steve say something like that one day.
I get home bringing carry out home, and my wife's like, "Where's the food? What happened?"
Oh, I'm sure there's some left in the
Yeah, there's a slice of
cracks
pizza
in the
left or
seat.
so. Yeah. So, you've done a great job of really answering a lot of our questions up front here. Um, what is where does the name come from? What inspired the name?
Tavolino stands for small table in Italian, and um, the style of restaurant and the style of service and the feeling that we want our guests to have is, come and share our small table with us. And it kind of permeates through everything that we do. um, we're not white tablecloth, but we're also not fast casual.
Mm-hmm.
The things that we do, we pay attention to a lot of the little things, presenting clean silverware with each course, providing not the ultimate wine service, but our servers understand how wine service is supposed to be performed. Our cocktails are come from a a point of view where we throw a little Italian twist into all of the cocktails that we make here. We want people to feel comfortable. We want you to feel like Steve and Adam are going to have pizza and a couple of beers tonight. All right, let's go to Tavolino. And on the other end of the spectrum, Steve and Adam are going to bring their significant others. They're going to go out for a night, and they want to have 3 bottles of wine and 4 entrees, and let's go to Tavolino. So that's really what we're striving for, is to have that level of comfort for all of our guests.
Yeah. If that is the goal, you are knocking it out of the park with that menu.
We went through a couple of different names, and I don't want to talk about some of the names that we had because they're a little embarrassing. But my business partner Derek came up with Tavola, which just means table, and then I kind of added to that and said, hey, how about Tavolino? I just think it sounds a little bit better, and I like the connotation there.
Mm-hmm.
Small table.
Yeah, it's got an intimacy to it. It's kind of cool. It kind of feels like it would be a really cool first date place, and it would be a cool place for an anniversary date place. And then
Absolutely.
obviously it sounds like it's even great if you have maybe some friends in town and you want to show them something really cool in the area. You go, let's go to Tavolino.
Yeah,
This place is so cool.
the other thing, honestly, um, now that we've gotten into it a little bit, it is it's Milwaukee. It is a it's a how we approach things. I love this city. I love the rich history that we have in this city and the intimacy that we have in this city. And I think that name and that experience really um, exemplifies what I believe Milwaukee is all about. At least from a food scene.
Right.
Sure.
Right. So that's a great. You're like the best guest ever. You're answering all the questions, and you're segueing
It's
us
awesome.
into stuff. Yes.
It's like we preempted you for everything. Like, okay, so I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna go into this story, and it's
Yeah.
gonna roll us right into this next question.
So
Good job, Peter.
Yeah,
You're killing
Peter.
it.
Peter, what are some of your favorite things about Milwaukee when you can move
Um,
about?
yeah. So I mean, like I said, you're never more than 20 minutes away from anything in the
Yeah.
city. I like that. I like I like the diversity of the food scene. For a city our size, think about the number of really quality restaurants that we have, and just the number of quality chefs that we have in this city. Um, you can go to a lot of places that are the same size as Milwaukee, and you're never going to see that.
You're right.
I love the way that this city, I don't want to use the word rally because it might not be the right word, but you know, we're invested in everything that happens in the city, whether it's a sports team or a Summerfest or the Lakefront Festival of the Arts, or even if it's a church festival. You know, we are we as a community are so invested in our city, and we want this city to excel, and you know it's great now being a part of that as a business owner.
That's a great description of the city. I
It
think,
really is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. There's such passion here to get behind the things that are happening, uh, in a way that I'm not sure other cities experience. Adam and I have been doing these interviews with various businesses on the East Side as part of the East Side On program, and we're pretty pissed off that there's so much new and so much fresh and so much energy there. How do you describe the neighborhood?
Well, you kind of hit it right on the head. If you think back about 5 years ago, just take the building that we're in. Now I'm in between a a really nice bar that has a great beer selection, a great bourbon selection. You know, the food, and I'm going to, beat my chest a little bit, but the food is fantastic because, we worked with them as a business partner, and we've developed a really good menu. I have that on one side. I have kawa ramen and sushi on the other side of me, and if you go a block south, I have a bastion of the east side in Von Trier. You go a block east of that is another pillar in Hooligans. And then you kind of take a little north jaunt and you've got Hacienda Brewing Company and Snack Boys, right?
Yeah.
So, and then you've also got the Crossroads Collective. So and then, they're not even open right now, but you've got the Oriental Theater and you've got Landmark Lanes.
Mm-hmm.
So think about all the things that can happen in this little, not even 2-block radius on a nightly basis. The foot traffic is amazing that we're able to see. The energy is fantastic. I'm excited to see how the summer progresses. We've got a little parklet patio that we're all able to utilize. Tonight it was full. Tonight every table out there for all three places was full. And so I think the energy down here is fantastic, and we want to keep drawing people down here. It's unfortunate that we don't have the theater, and I failed to mention the Jazz Estate, which is a block north of us, right? You think about when all these things are opened back up and they're running and they're, and the amount of people that will be down here in this neighborhood and the possibilities.
Right.
I'm very excited about it. I think the area, the neighborhood is growing. There's a lot of residential places that have popped up, and so I'm gonna from that, they say location. I think we're in a really good location.
Agreed.
Yeah, you definitely are. Peter, did you grow up in Wisconsin?
So here's the ironic backstory.
Okay.
So the building that Tavolino is located in, okay, 2020 marks the 50th year there will be an Italian restaurant in this space. It started in 1970 with Papa Jack Feluca. He ran it from 1970 to 1978 as Palermo Villa. He sold the restaurant to Kathy Miranda. Papa Jack Feluca went on to start the Palermo pizza brand, the frozen pizza brand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I knew it.
Yep.
I knew that was where it was going. Just had a gut feeling on that one.
All right. So he decided that manufacturing was a more profitable business than a restaurant. And, it kind of turned out right. So Kathy Miranda, she ran it from 1978 to 2012. In 2012, her brother, Dean Canestra, and his niece took over and ran it from 2012 to January 31st of this year. I grew up on Bellevue and Murray, which is about 6 blocks away. I went to St. Peter and Paul Grade School, which is 3.5 blocks away. I grew up in this building. I had my high school graduation party here. I had my college graduation party here. We celebrated Mother's Days. We celebrated family get-togethers. When one of my uncles passed away after the memorial service, our family came here. So there's a very personal side to me being in this building and running this restaurant.
Wow. That's awesome.
Well, I think I know what we're going to lead with on the podcast.
There you go. There you go.
Peter, that is amazing.
I
Yeah, my business partner is sick of hearing that story, but he's heard it quite a bit. But
he's probably like, dude, just let me make some food. I just want to make some cool food.
Yeah, and he's really good at cooking too. I mean, he does not cook bad food. I'll tell you what. I put on about 20 pounds since we started this because we're constantly trying. I'm constantly trying food. Here, have some more pasta. Here, try this pizza. Okay. Here, try this chicken cacciatore. Okay. So I'm not complaining. I need to start.
I was gonna say.
I need to start walking to work.
I was gonna say we've obviously not been to the restaurant, but I have worked with you in the past, and the things that are said on your LinkedIn profile and how you take care of people, how you run a place, how you pay attention to every detail of the experience. And I'll say, because I ran an event at one of your spots in the past, the on the spot sort of, making the person who's running the event feel calm and just responding to every little thing that comes up, incredible. And so I can only imagine what this place is like.
Much appreciated. I mean, I've been in the hospitality industry for 35 years, and I've learned a lot from a lot of really smart people. I've seen a lot that I would never do from some people that, for lack of a better term, were not good operators.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't all that I've done. I have a degree in finance. I sat behind a desk for on and off for 15 years, but I always came back to this. It's not for everyone. This business is not for everyone. It's not always easy. But it is something that I am passionate about. I enjoy. To me, running a restaurant is about building relationships, and you do it. And I tell my staff this all the time. We are in the business of building a relationship. You do it one guest, one table, one night, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you practice that and understand that, then you're going to get people that want to come back to your building. And it's not. I also tell them, I said, listen, what we do is not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be.
That's exactly why we interview people like you who have a true passion, because it comes out and it gets people excited. It gets people energized, and they go, I want to go do something this cool.
Yeah.
I want to follow something that I want to do.
Or
for Steve, it's wolfing down takeout at a stoplight.
Yeah. That's me.
Peter, I have a very detailed question for you. When someone looks at your menu and doesn't know, we'll call this, hypothetically, we'll call this person Adam.
Okay.
And doesn't know how to say one of the words on the menu, but really, really likes how the dish is prepared and what it's going to be. Would you make super fun of them if they just got it horribly, horribly wrong?
Absolutely not. You know what? So this is what we did is Eric and I, we built the menu using Google Translate. So
okay.
that's when I say built the menu, I mean the naming of the dishes.
Sure.
Some of it is very traditional, right? You can't bolognese is bolognese,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But one of our dishes is the spezzettini di carne. That translates to meat stew. From our standpoint, that's a dish that we can change, and we don't have to worry about changing the name. You know,
Sure.
cacciatore. A lot of people they think of a cacciatore and they think of chicken smothered in red sauce with green peppers, onions, and mushrooms. And one of the things that we've tried to do is our recipes and our menu is a very traditional Italian preparation. Now I'm going to kind of get into the geekiness of Italian food right now, and I
Do
apologize.
it.
It's okay.
No, do it. I'm excited.
All right. So for hundreds of years, Italy had maybe 6 or 8 very rich cities, right? You had Venice, you had Florence, you had Rome, Genoa, and a couple others that I'm missing. The rest of the country was very poor. So a majority of the country, a majority of the citizens ate peasant food. And the best recipes come from that origin. So Italian food, in its very truest sense, and when it's done well, is simple. It's 4 or 5 ingredients that are fresh, are well thought out and well balanced, and prepared the right way. And that's what you're going to get when you come to Tavolino.
I'm looking at your menu right now.
My mouth is watering.
Yeah, I need to check
This
this.
sucks.
Yeah, I need to check this out because
I'm so hungry
I
right
know.
now.
The anytime you put cream, in my opinion, you put cream cheese on a pizza, you're winning.
So let me say something about the pizza. The pizza recipe, we did not mess with the dough and we did not mess with the sauce recipe because those have been around for years and years and years and years. And there are people that take that style of pizza very serious. I told Derek, I said we cannot. We actually asked Dean to include the recipe in the purchase of the building of the business.
Very smart.
Yeah, there's some I'm bouncing around here on your website, which is tavolinomke.com. I love that you have, and you said, Italian influenced cocktails, and you also have a nice list of mocktails.
One of our goals, right? And we say this if you look on our Facebook page, that our recipes are rooted in traditional techniques combined with creative contemporary ideas. A mocktail is a creative contemporary idea, and we want to do more than just serve cola, diet cola, lemon, So,
Sure.
So yeah, we're very much in tune to that.
That's awesome. Really, I mean, they all look amazing. Nice beer list. I see some familiar names there and some new things I might want to try. So you mentioned Facebook. That's a good place to keep up with what you guys are doing. We mentioned your website. I'm guessing you guys are on all the socials?
Right now, Instagram is the only other social media that we're on.
Okay.
I have, my dirty little secret is I never had a Facebook page until I purchased a business.
Well, this was awesome learning more about you guys and the restaurant and your history in Milwaukee, what you love. Let's keep in touch, and I think Adam and I will have to drop in and just sample as much as we can.
Absolutely, we'd love to have you. Just so right now, hours of operation: Sunday through Thursday we go 5 to 9. Friday and Saturday we go 5 to 10.
Okay.
And as things change and whatnot, we'll keep things updated. And I know right now my I know right now our website and I believe, our Google and our Yelp pages are still in our carry out curbside mode.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on my to-do list for this weekend.
But you are open. People can go.
Absolutely. We are
Oh, that's
open. We are
awesome.
we're open 7 days a week. We're not open July 4th and 5th. But our normal business hours, Sunday through Thursday, 5 to 9, Friday and Saturday, 5 to 10.
Awesome.
That's awesome. That's great. And I was slightly hinting at my wife and I will probably be visiting you guys for our anniversary in October.
I love it. Here's a little cool story. Bobby Tenzio from onmilwaukee.com on his wedding night, however many years ago, came to Palermo and got a pizza. And every year since then, he's come to this restaurant on his anniversary, and this is where he has his anniversary dinner. And he was worried about being able to do that this year. And, because he didn't know what the situation was going to be. But we were able to keep that tradition. So would love to have that tradition with you and your wife starting this year.
We'll do it. That sounds awesome. Oh, what a cool story. I actually got goosebumps. That was such a cool story.
Awesome. Well, Peter, again, thank you. Your passion is inspiring, and thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you soon. If you guys have any questions, the email address is peterdietrich@tavolino.com.
We'll put that in the show notes.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Thanks, Peter.
Cheers.